All right, guys, I'm back in the barn. I've got my furnace ready to pull out. I'm gonna bring them over here and set it up on the table and unbox it here. So, yeah, it's down in that box and I can't really get a hold of it. So, I'll do it the pull-out way. Pretty sure this is up this way. Small box in here. Just keep it up. Orifices. It does need an LP conversion. Okay, sorry. So here she is. Gas inlet, power inlet, thermostat hooks up right here. I have to take this end cap off to get in there and do the LP conversion. So what I'm doing now is I am taking the end off where the gas valve is. You'll see the little red nipple sticking out the back. It only has 4 screws, 2 on the end and 2 through the side. This comes right off. And what's nice is it has its schematics and everything in there. Change my eyeballs. Now I've already read this and seen people do this a million times. Now, I don't want you to take this as how to do this, okay? I'm not a professional. I don't want any responsibilities if you should do this wrong. So all I'm going to do right now is change the orifices. Now the orifices are behind this bar with the 4 screws. The whole thing will tilt out. The whole gas valve rotates. So I've got to put a pipe on the end of this. So I'm going to have to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to put an extension on that. So I did buy a short nipple. You have to put like a little trap out here on the gas pipe. And all you do is you put a T here and let a nipple stick down a little ways with a cap on it. Any debris that comes down through the line will fall in that instead of getting sucked into your gas valve. All right. These are a little bit thicker threads than the ones I took out, for the cover, I mean. LP conversion kit. Now this is pretty simple. You've got this, you've got new orifices. I'm going to need a good fine crescent wrench, which I have. Now LP has very, very low pressures. So does natural gas. So this guy just rocks out like so. Now they have a liquid looking paste on theirs, but let's try this. Not paste, thread sealant. Maybe it's gooey enough I can just reuse it. Okay. I think I'm just going to put a little bit. It's almost like RTV. Huh. They're not very tight because they're well sealed. So you don't have to worry about having to reef on them or anything. And this is just a 3-burner unit. That's why it's a 50,000 instead of a 80,000. It has 2 extras. Get the debris out of here. Hardest one, of course, is the bottom one. Now, there shouldn't be a lot of heat on this end because the jets are blowing in, and as they burn almost like a jet turbine. Yeah, the flame is like 4 or 5 inches away from this stuff. It got cool enough in here, my salamander came on my thermostat system. Let me read the book, see if I need to do any special paste on this. All right, so it doesn't say anything about thread sealant or what type to use. So, LP orifice. Oh, here it is. 260, 163. Whatever that means. That doesn't have anything on these orifices. I guess I'm just assuming this was set up for natural gas and we're doing LP conversion. Okay. So again, do not go by what I'm doing. I'm just doing it in front of the camera right now to show you that I'm doing it. Here I am. I've got the yellow tape. You either want to use the blue or the yellow tape. As I said, this is super, super, super low pressure. It's like 10 inches, 11 inches of water, which means if you have a U-shaped tube with one end open full of water and you hook it up to this orifice or this regulator and turn the gas on, you will get a pressure that will push the gas up in the thing 10 inches. That's what it means when they talk about inches of pressure. Literally inches of water. Now make sure you don't wrap the tape under the end of the orifice either. Now this actually says to use a 1/2 inch opened end wrench. Don't cross thread. They're very fine threads. I wish I had paste sealant. God darn it. Why doesn't it want to go in? I'm not going to force it. The frig. That guy goes right in. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to go find a 1/2 inch wrench. Oh, 7/16 3/8. Hold on. See if I can get a better view. All right. So I'm just gonna have to use my crescent wrench here. Not gonna reef that. Okay. Looks like we tightened right down to the table. All right. So these are the 047s, I guess. Again, I'm gonna try to wrap this on here. And of course, you want the tape to go around so that it wants to wrap into the threads as you tighten. All right, well, I'm gonna do the third one, then we'll come back. I'm not gonna waste battery power and your attention doing this crap. I'm wiping off the excess tape particles here. Okay, the next operation requires removing that big slotted cap right there, pulling out what's in there and putting parts from the new kit in there. I'm not going to show you doing that again because I don't want the responsibility if it ever gets mixed up. What this is right here is, this is the adjustment for the pressure, and on the other side is the pressure output. When I told you about inches of water, you put a tap in here and put your manometer, and a manometer is what you measure that kind of pressure with, a water manometer. All right, so I'm just going to shut this off for now and read the directions over carefully, then I'll be back to you. So we still got furnace noise going because I just got out here and I want to warm it up some. There was just a red cap. This is the gas inlet. So I'm going to start building the T on here. Now, what you want to do, I said it a zillion times before, sorry, is you want to wrap your Teflon tape the way the screw threads go. That's all. That's all you got to remember. There it goes on the ground. It's hard to get it started sometimes because you got to lap it over itself to get it to bite. Now, water and gas pipe is tapered thread, which means the pipe slowly gets larger and therefore basically makes the seal because it wedges it in there. Okay? Okay. So I just dropped my tape on the floor. So I'm cleaning all the dust off it by running it down my fingers like so. And then rolling it back up. We don't want any debris in our sealant. Dust and dirt. Now I might build the other original fitting in the vise in the other room. Let me show you what I'm building as soon as I get this wrapped up. Sorry, I'm off camera here. coupling on here, I'm going to put a pretty short nipple. That's what they call a piece of pipe with thread on both ends, a nipple. That's going to screw into the T. I have to make a sump, that's why the T. See that you're looking at what I'm doing. Like this. Little shards of metal are always fun. And then somewhere, a cap. Fighting the plastic off the pipe. Okay. And then my shut-off valve. So this is going to screw on the nipple and stick out there like that. Let me get you a better angle on this. Okay, so you can see my contraption here. This is going to be like this. CSS tubing connector will screw right into the valve. Just like that. That flexible tube will come in here. My gas and some blah blah blah. I gotta leave room for my electrical, which is coming in from the top. Ouch. Bottom. Yeah, I think I am. Because that's right in the way of the thing. So if that didn't break off, that's good. I'm going to bring it in here and loop it up. Because they're off to the side just a little bit. I'll just bring my wire down and loop it in. The gas pipe will bend just a little bit. So I'm going to put this all together. I'm going to leave the nipple off the bottom because I don't want it hitting on top of the plywood when I lift this up on the lift. I'm just going to go over in the vise and put this together. Alright, it's still noisy, I know. Now you'll notice I got this put together. I put the valve in the off position. And everything else very tight. You don't want to go too tight because you might split the couplings. So now I'm just going to very gingerly start this on. When it starts getting tight, I'm going to put my pipe wrench on it so I don't stress the gas valve. And I thought I brought it with me. Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm going to hook this guy self-adjusting one, which works good for smaller pipes. These are my old Fuller wrenches, I think. Craftsman's probably. Back in the day, everybody went to Sears, didn't they? Turn, I hope so. Because if it leaks, I gotta take it all back apart again. That's pretty damn good. Alright. Well, there you go. There's the cast service input ready to go on. This guy is loose because he's going to hang down. Now I got to hook the sleeve on here somehow. I got to figure out so I can drill pilot holes. I gotta put little screws in here to hold this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make there's already pre-drilled screw holes in here. So I'm making marks. So I can see the center of those. It's got to be deeper than that. Maybe I can just mark the housing here. Make it nice and wide so I've got lots of air. All right. So now what I want to do. Pilot holes, and I'm just taking a screwdriver and I'm going to pre-drive these screws in a little bit to see if I can get them to take. Oh yeah, no problem. All right. So now we got to go this up. This is going to make a mess. It's hard to get at, too. A. Okay. I'm wiping it off my Sharpie. Where it says tall. Hopefully our scrutincy's lined up. What do you think? Yay, I got one going in. One down. The hole. That's good. All right. Hope for number 3. Crossing fingers. That plan worked pretty good. I hit the screw holes anyway. Stick my finger in that goo. All right. So it's amazing how loose and floppy this connection is. Oh, must be hot enough. Well, it definitely ain't gonna come apart. That screw is in there tight. It's only got one screw in it. Let's scoop it. I'm gonna scoop it, she said. Scoop her up good. I'm gonna make a line. Where my screw goes. There you go. I hate to get my fingers into this chit. I'm gonna try to butter it on there a little bit. I don't know if this is called for. We're just gonna butter it on here like this. All right. Is that 8mm right here somewhere? There it is. Is that the right head? No. Alright. I used to have a screwdriver that would hold screws. How cool is that, huh? I know. I'm gonna get some of this goop on my screwdriver. Make the screw stick to it. Bingo. American ingenuity, you know. She is sealed now. I need to get some more paper towels. So the furnace thought I got warm enough in here, which is okay with me. It doesn't need to be super warm. I don't want this to rub on there because I think it gets pretty hard. Let's take a quick look inside. The electrical box here. I'm going to have to make this connection up on the ceiling, of course. Jeepers creepers, they leave the wires 3 inches long in here. Thanks a lot. And there's the green ground wire. I don't really see, I guess you just put it under one of the box screws. But how am I going to do that? I got to put the other wire under the screw, so I don't know. See, when I'm coming in from the bottom, I'm going to put this one up here. Well, I bring the electric wire and I'll have to just put that underneath another one of these screws, I guess. And the wire goes to the chassis in here too, so I could just cut that off. The box wouldn't be on it, but there's a wire inside here that goes right to the chassis. So I'm going to strip these wires a little more while it's down here on the ground. Pardon me. I like them a little longer than that when I go to wire them up. That's at least 14. At least they used a halfway decent gauge. Sometimes they don't. Knock a little bit more off the white, another 1/8 inch. I like the wires to wrap around the bare wire a few times, and then I put the bare wire through the middle and then bend it over back on itself. So basically I strip about an inch of the Romex, wrap the bare wire around from the bottom halfway up, and then bend the tip of the solid wire back over it, and then put the wire nut on. I don't know that that's necessary, but that's the way I do it. And that's all we're going to say about that. Right? Enough said, as they say. You see that? When you've got a hole that's already had a sheet metal screw in it, you turn it backwards, you hear it click. Did you hear that? Listen. Okay, now it's into the pre-cut threads, and you don't have to retap the hole, and you won't strip it. All right, so now I need to put steel on the ceiling because this is all prepped. Oh, I got to put steel on here. I'm trying to decide whether I want to run them crosswise. What I was saying, what I'm trying to do, surmise here, is how I'm going to actually put my brackets on here. I'm going to put some angle on here. Now you notice these angles came with it, but I don't have any way for my straight flanges to come down. If I was using threaded nuts, it would work fine, but I'm not. I guess I could put this side back on. I guess it goes this way. Yes, it does. Just like that. Too short, too long. Again, back them up until they click-ish. That one went right in. That one not so much. Slow speed, low torque. Now this guy goes through 2 layers. I left the natural gas orifices in there on the bag, but they're just laying on the bottom, they won't hurt nothing. Okay, so what do we got? We got the gas, we got the flue, we checked the electric, we've got the brackets on here, which I put in maybe off camera yesterday. So what we need to do now is I'm going to put brackets like so. Now, I got my brackets on the ceiling, my 2x4 is in the ceiling, 20 inches apart. So if I put these 20 inches apart, then I've got nothing but straight braces going up and down. So that's what I'm not going to do. I just got to find my, I don't even need a tape measure. I just need a marker. Okay, so there's my two top brackets. And then I'm going to have two similar on the ceiling. Similar, but not exactly. Best way to cut these? Hacksaw. Alrighty. So I got my... See what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put braces up like this to the one above. So I'm going to put a bolt up through the bottom. Now these are 5/16 1-inch bolts. Bolt up through the bottom with big washer on the top, and a nylock nut which has nylon on it so it will never loosen from vibration. I'm not going to tighten those down yet, I'm just getting these in position because I'm not sure exactly where my position is on the ceiling. Yeah, when in doubt, I just buy these nylon lock washers, and it's not like I'll have easy access to this up on the ceiling, so, you know, what I said, haste makes waste. I do have lock washers and regular plain nuts here too. So those are going to be a 1/2 inch. Now what I need to do is, I'm just going to center this up. So I know it's 20 inches between it on the ceiling. I'm going to get right in front of you again, of course. So that's 25, I want 20. I'm going to tighten this one up first, and then we'll adjust the other one to meet it. How is that? That's too big. So, just a quick adjustable wrench. No, it's not a crescent wrench. Crescent wrench is a brand, not a type. It's an adjustable wrench. And that other one I had was better. There we go. Come on. I swear, crescent wrenches have this ability to get tighter on you. Square. All right. 20 inches puts us on this end. I put flat 2x4s up there in the ceiling so that it gives me lots of leeway to move a little bit if I have to. 25 and a half. So that'll make it 2 3/4 from the end. I'm just gonna stick this up here and guesstimate it. Okay. Why didn't that work out? Is that 2 3/4 from that end? It is. All right. That's kind of science. Now I'm going to put this thing blowing down the side the way I said before, so that how that works is it'll make the air circulate. If you push it down the center, it's just going to be fighting itself. If you push it down one side, it's going to push down this side and up the other. I mean, at least that's the way I look at it. I'm putting it to the inside. Guess it don't really matter. So it's going to be about foot tall things on here, so. Well, I decided to go with 16 inches from the cuts, which makes them about 15 inches center to the holes. And that'll drop it down over there in the corner up there. Get a little closer to the ground, maybe get the heat spread around a little better. So the next thing to do is I got to climb up there and make my measurements. I got to get that lift out of there. And I've got to place my straps on the ceiling. So I'm going to have to change your battery, and we'll be back and we'll see if we can do that. I got to move some of this gear out of the way, that lift and the light and stuff. Maybe I'll turn the light on. I guess maybe I'll just put the scaffold underneath it and work from the scaffold. All right. Well, the lovely wife helped me put the heater furnace on the scaffold with a piece of plywood. We already took the plywood lift apart. And we have the heater hanging. Now, I had installed 2x4s in the ceiling so I could screw into these, and I put the measurements on the far wall. So, these guys are screwed through into those 2x4s. That one's into the truss, and I just used 16-inch pieces of the strut here to hang this thing. So now I just got to hook up my gas and electric. And we're all good. And I have to cut the flue hole. Now what I need to do is drop down with take a level or something and find the center of that short output flue pipe, go over to the wall, and I need to go about an inch higher, 1.25 inches higher to the center, so the flue has a little bit of a rise to it. Put my thimble, and that stuff just screws together and clicks. So that's an easy peasy. Alrighty, I'm psyched. Yeah, folks, we are all done with scaffolding and such in here. I have the furnace connections made, and hopefully we got no leaks. And the only thing left is I got to go through the wall with the flue, and outside I have to make another one of these fittings onto the gas service, and then we could have heat. I already have power hooked up. I do have to put the thermostat up. I'm going to put that down by the panel. All right, good for now.